Right, you want to have a glow up. And why wouldn't you? It's basically like leveling up as a person, becoming the better version of yourself who just so happens to be more attractive. But how do you do that? These are the 10 ways to begin your glow up. And these go for anybody, but especially the guys out there. And it starts with simply learning how to dress well. Dress for your body type, get things that fit well, aren't too tight, aren't too baggy. A good rule of thumb, if it hits at the shoulder, right where your shoulder bone is, that's gonna fit you well in the shoulders, and then just make sure it's not too wide or too tight around the body, around the arms, and you're good to go. For me, this is a little difficult because I'm pretty thin and pretty tall, so finding things that fit in the arms and in the length for pants is an issue. Buy clothing that makes you feel like you look good, because when you look good, you feel good, and when you feel good, you're better to everyone else in the world. There's a lot of different options for number 2, and that is just learn a new skill. Whatever it can be, just learn something new. This could be playing an instrument, this could be learning a language, this could be a new hobby or activity or art or anything that you can do to level up your own life, to have a special interest. For me, I've started boxing recently, and I've also started to brush up on my French a lot more, partially because my girlfriend's first language is French and I want to be able to communicate with her in that way. And also, it's just cool to know more than one language. Number 3 is simple. Get your hygiene in check. Shower regularly, smell good, have a go-to fragrance that just makes you smell good to those around you. Doesn't have to be overpowering. Don't go crazy with it. Don't be like, we all were in high school spraying Axe body spray everywhere. Don't do that. It won't work out well. It'll actually harm you in the end. But just have good, clean hygiene. Make sure your nails are trimmed. Don't have a bunch of black grit under the nails. Yes, work hard, but don't have that, because nobody's gonna want to, have your hands around them if they got dirt and everything on them. So just keep that in mind. Number 4 is all about organization. Have an organized home, have an organized car, have an organized life. Now, I'm not saying go crazy and make sure everything is super meticulous, but just look like things are in order. Because if you dress like you're in order, if your home is in order, if your car is in order, then it shows that your life is in order. And if your life isn't in order, follow so you see how to fix that later on. Number 5 on the list is pretty simple, but it might be more difficult than you think, and it's just practice kindness. Not being nice, because there is a distinction there, but just being kind. Doing the kind thing more often than not. Hold doors open for people. Give somebody a compliment. Just try that. Go out today, give somebody a compliment, whether it's their shirt, their shoes, whatever. Be something that you genuinely like. Being nice is when somebody wears a shirt that you don't like and you're like, oh, that looks great on you, to make them feel good, but it's not what you think. So you're compromising your beliefs to make them feel good. Don't do that. Just actually find moments where that affirms your beliefs, but let them know that at the same time. So you're coming across as a more honest person too, who doesn't just tell people what they want to hear. Because telling people what they want to hear is nice, but it isn't kind. Number 6 is a little controversial, and it's start a side hustle. Some people don't like side hustles because they take away from your main hustle, but if you're trying to change what your main hustle is, start a side hustle until it gets up to the point where you're making the same as your main hustle and then transfer over. Or just do so for an additional skill, do so for additional income, get that money up, and you'll start to notice areas in your life where you have less stress. Yes, money won't buy you happiness, but it will alleviate a certain amount of stress in your life. Number 7, this is a pretty basic one, like most of these are, but it's just start working out, start hitting the gym, have an active lifestyle, because you'll have more energy, you'll get more natural endorphins in your body, you'll start having that natural dopamine fed to you. Like me having ADHD, it's a huge thing for me to work out and get that boost in a day, because trust me, I need it. And when I stop, I feel a lot lower energy, I I sit around a lot more, but when I do work out and I do hit the gym, I feel that less, and I'm more energized and I'm more creative too. It makes me want to go out and do more, film more, create more in general. So that leads then to me being a better, more creative person. Have an active lifestyle. It'll feel good above anything else. Number 8 is something I'm guilty of not doing, even now sometimes, and it's prioritize sleep. Make sure you're getting enough hours of sleep in a day, because sleep is huge. It affects your health, it affects your lifespan, it affects everything about your day. I know that when I'm super sleep deprived, I don't feel like a human being. And then if I don't feel like a human being, how can I show up for the people in my life as a good or kind or sensitive or genuine human being if I don't even feel like one to begin with? I just walk around like a zombie all day. That's not what we want here. Sleep, please. Please just sleep. Some people say 8 hours, some people say 9, some people say 10, but just make sure whatever your sleep amount number is, that you try to get that, please. Number 9 is actually something that I've started doing in my own life more, and it's made a great change to my overall happiness and the way that I've looked at life as a whole, and that's spending money more on experiences and less on stuff. So for people's birthdays, for Christmas, for holidays, all these different things, I try to give more experiences than I do gifts. And yes, gifts are nice every now and then, and material things, who doesn't like that? But also, experiences will hold so much more value to people, especially when you're taking time into them with them. When you're doing something with that person, it's a completely different thing, and there's so much more involved with it. And they say that it's the thought that counts, but this is really where that happens, because you can see the thought and the care and the love that's put into these things. So focus more on experiences, even for yourself. If you want to treat yourself to a trip, treat yourself to, like a solo date night, take yourself to a movie, go out and get your hair, your nails done, go out, see your favorite team play live. Any of these are experiences that you will remember. Even one night, my girl and I, we weren't really doing anything, and we saw that there was a concert from somebody that we both really enjoyed their music in town. And she was like, oh, I really wanted to go, but money and this and that. And I had the day off at the time. So I was like, you know what? I work really hard when I am actively working. And then when I'm not, I don't always give myself permission to enjoy the fruits of my labor. So I'm like, yeah, you know what? Let's go see this live. So we did, and it was great, and it was amazing, and it was so worth it. It's these little experiences that mean the world to people and will stay with you as well. Number 10, this is the most important one. If you only listen to one of these, make it this one, because this will change your life in ways that all of these can't. Or this will be the catalyst for all the other 9, so you can actually start doing all these things. And it's just go to therapy. Unlearn all the trauma that you have in your life, all the things that have gone wrong, all the pent up feelings that you have. Learn how to deal with those. And your life will become so much better, because if you don't know how to deal with your feelings, you're not going to be able to know how to deal with stress, deal with anger, deal with emotions, and they will run your life. And it will not be good, because I used to be in that position. And then after years of therapy, I feel so much better having gone through all of it. So just please go to therapy. Therapy is something I believe everybody should go to if they can afford it. I know it can be expensive, but if you have access to it, please make use of it. It'll change your life in ways that really I've not seen anything else do. So with all that said, I hope you got some value out of this. I hope this allows you to start your glow up, as I'm already a few years into my journey of my kind of long-term glow up. Now, with all that said, if you got some value out of this, I would super appreciate you hitting the subscribe button to follow along the journey with me here. Make sure to work hard, rest often, and as always, my friends, I will see you on the next one.